You are tuned in to another episode of the Let's Be Honest podcast. I'm your humble host, Big Bro Tone, and I'm back. It's been a little while, but I'm back. I got dope content lined up for you guys. There's so many things that's been going on in hip-hop for the most part. So many things been going on in just our everyday lives that we can just dive deep into, but I'm gonna get right into it, honestly. So much music been dropping, like I said. Black dropped a new album, East Atlanta Love Letter. Swizz Beatz and Wayne dropped a new single for Swizz Beatz' new album, Pistol on My Side. Russ dropped a new album, Zoo. Everybody know how controversial Russ is. Them YBN niggas dropped a new mixtape, YBN Nahmir, Almighty Jay and Cordae. Uzi finally released New Protect. I've been waiting for that song. And Cordae dropped Smoked Out, I want to say a little last month or so, maybe late last month. And I'm going to talk about some other things too, but, we're going to take it one step at a time because that's just how I live. So, Black's new album, East Atlanta Love Letter. I got to admit, I'm genuinely interested in Black's progression as an artist. The first album, Free Black, was dope as hell. So dope. And then from that first album to this album, East Atlanta Love Letter, he switched up his look. Not like, I wouldn't say he switched it up for fans more so. According to him, he had an interview on Everyday Struggle, and pretty much what he was saying was he felt like not just his look, but he felt like his mentality, his artistry, he felt like he was just, I guess, creatively latched on to that first project, Free Black. And he kind of felt himself, I guess, becoming like a caricature of himself or just becoming just that singular one thing. And he was saying that shit was just hot as shit. So, my man cut his dreads off and now he's got like a regular cut. So, Black is back with that new album and it's extremely dope. Songs off of it that caught my eye. I want to say, well, first I want to get into like the features. He had Future on here, J. Cole, Offset, Khalid. He was pretty modest about the features, but as far as his content goes, Black always talk about, he got that. In my opinion, he has like the perfect blend of rap and R&B in his music. It's like he's rapping, but he's singing it at the same time. It's weird, but it works. He's in like this unique pocket that kind of separates him from the rest. One of my favorite songs of the project is Nonchalant, where he talking his shit. He got a bar where he pretty much and I'm never one to really condone beef or condone negativity, but he got a bar in there that I believe is aimed at a particular person that dropped their sophomore album and didn't really live up to the hype. I don't know if you could put these guys in the same lane or the same pocket, but they both two singing / rapping niggas. I kind of feel like Black, on that Nonchalant record, he kind of took a little jab at your man Bryson Tiller. You know what I mean? Not saying that, it's beef there, but it's things we don't know. And I'm speculating, of course. This is all speculation. I don't know. When you got a bar that's pretty much saying that you dropped your sophomore album and you still ain't shit, something like that, or you dropped your sophomore album or you dropped your sophomore album and now you're in a slump or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember the bar word for word. I should have definitely wrote it down. But on that track Nonchalant, Black popping his shit, as he should. Every now and again, you gotta let niggas know what it is, because sometimes people get caught up in their own figment, their imagination. But Black is really a super dope artist. If you guys haven't already tuned into Black is real dope. The song with Future, East Atlanta Love Letter, hard. Future always Future always find a way to keep himself aligned with the right people when it comes to, you know, the features he gives, and he always delivers when he gives a feature. In my opinion, I think Future is kind of solidified. I think Future solidified at this point. I feel like Future is stamped at this point in the game. Future, I think he's at that point now in his career where it's all about elevating everybody else around you and putting other people in position. Because he didn't have to give him that feature on Black's last album. He didn't really have any features until he added the bonus tracks, and that was just T-Pain and Banks. I'm not too familiar with who Banks is. I'm gonna have to look into him. But the last album, he didn't have any features at all. It was just him all the time, and you know, he got notoriety based off the single Problems and X Calling. Those two songs in particular was definitely hot. And he had a song where he kind of responded to a Twitter follower who kind of like threw a little jab at him, and he had to respond to let niggas know that, nah, don't think that I'm a one-trick pony or I'm stuck in one lane, which goes back to why he kind of, I guess, changed his look. And again, I'm not saying my man changed his look for the people, but more so it was like an internally creative thing. I can understand that sometimes, you know, as a creative, you become stunted by, I guess, repetition, and you become stunted by what's familiar, what's safe. So Black's album, East Atlanta Love Letter, one of the dopest R&B albums of the year so far. So far, I think I would have to put that in. It's in the same. It's lined up with that Division album, in my opinion. Those are my two favorite R&B albums of the year so far. I believe the Division album came out late last year, though. Just being honest, I'm not entirely sure. It came out, it came out late last year in 2017. Those are my two favorite R&B albums within the last, I guess you'll say, the last 12 months. From now going on back, the last 12 months, those are definitely my two favorite R&B albums so far. Like I said, Black is like in a lane of his own, really. He has a unique sound. He kind of give me D'Angelo vibes, being totally honest with you. If you see the video for East Atlanta Love Letter, he gave me a little bit of D'Angelo vibes, cause everybody remember that infamous D'Angelo video. How does it feel? My man had his shirt off the whole fucking time, like. But yeah, sonically, he definitely give me a D'Angelo vibe. D'Angelo was a legend, solidified. So Black is on his sophomore album, and he's slated to do very well. He's slated to do, I want to say, 60, 70, maybe 80K. If you know, like, the album is dope, and I wouldn't be surprised if he won an award for it. He was nominated for a Grammy for the last project, so I wouldn't be surprised if he was nominated again for this one, because this one is definitely dope. It has a little bit less tracks than the last project, I want to say. Actually, it has the same amount of tracks. I lied. The same amount, except for on the last project, the last two tracks were bonus tracks that he added later on. But just going through the track list and like songs like Pretty Little Fears with J. Cole, one of the dopest songs on the project. Seasons with Khalid, Balenciaga Challenge. I even fuck with Thugger's Interlude, which just goes back to his ties with Young Thug. He always, you know, credit Young Thug for, you know, just giving him that look and always believing in him from the beginning. You know what I mean? He always credit Thug with just being a creative inspiration and just a dope person to be around in the studio and stuff like that. And in a sense, he was saying how he admires his work ethic. And, you know, for the most part, I can dig it. I can definitely dig it. Sometimes I feel like Thug don't get the credit he deserves just as a creative, but that's a whole nother topic. But Black's new album, East Atlanta Love Letter, y'all should definitely go check on that joint for real. That's one of the dopest projects out right now. Moving on, Lil Wayne linked up with Swizz Beatz for Pistol on My Side, which is going to be on Swizz Beatz' new project entitled Poison. Now, Poison, well, take a step back. Swizz Beatz ain't dropped an album in years. And just being clear, Swizz Beatz is a legend. Swizz Beatz, one of the hottest musical geniuses, musical minds in the game. Solidified. I'm excited for this project, and it's executive produced by J. Cole, which is kind of a left turn, not in a bad way, but I just didn't really expect it. But I'm genuinely excited for this Swizz Beatz project. But I want to focus more on Wayne because he's been slowly building towards the rollout for Carter 5. Now, the question I ask myself is, am I still excited for the project? Am I still interested? First things first, to answer my own questions, I'm always interested in Wayne. I love Lil Wayne, legend. But as far as the Carter 5 though, everybody knows the issues Wayne was going through with Birdman. Everybody know his legal troubles. Everybody know about his health problems. You know, Wayne been going through a lot these past few years, and it finally got cleared up. He got his money from Birdman. Well, Birdman technically didn't pay him. Universal Music Group had to pay Wayne, I believe, $40 or $50 million or something like that. So Baby still got out from paying Wayne. You know what I mean? He still found a way to finesse the system. I ain't mad at him though. Make them white motherfuckers pay him. But Wayne, the Carter 5, being honest with myself, I want to hear it. But it's all about, for this album to do well, I believe it's going to be about how he drops it or how he delivers it. Now, he can go with the traditional rollout, which I think that's what he's doing. He's been doing a lot more features. In particular, the Pistol on My Side, which is Beats, which is fire. Does he need a traditional rollout? You know, dropping singles, hopping on features, putting out other pieces of content that just signifies that the album is coming. I know a lot of celebrities on their Insta stories or on their Snap stories or whatever, they was posting 5 in Roman numerals, which I'm assuming was for Carter 5. I'm just a little unsure how he's going to put it out, if anything. If he just drops it on a random day, that's going to send a shock to everybody, which won't leave room for critics. It won't leave room for expectation. You just take it for what it is. Or he can do, like I said, the traditional rollout, which is going to build anticipation, but can also leave room for critics and people poking holes in it, if that makes sense. It's honestly up. However Wayne does it, I'm sure the project is going to do very well. But as far as how we consume the music, how we digest the music, I think Wayne probably should just drop it. Just drop it. Like whenever it's done, whenever everything get cleared or whatever, just drop it. Because expectation is the worst expectation, if that makes sense. You don't need you don't want to leave room for people to overanalyze the project. You don't want to release like I don't want no track listing. I know a lot of artists like to release cover arts, then track listing and all that. I don't want that. I don't want a track listing. I don't want no expectation. I don't want to know what's on it. I don't want to begin to guess what songs sound like because of the title. I don't want to begin to guess what songs sound like because of a feature. I don't want none of that. I don't want no precursor to the project. I just want the project to drop. That's it. No cover arts, no track listing, Wayne. Just drop the project because Lord knows you're going to do numbers regardless. Just drop the project. People have been waiting on the Carter 5 for the longest. This has been one of those things in hip hop folklore. Is it going to come? Is it going to happen? it's at this point, just drop it, Wayne. We want it. We need it. Carter 4 wasn't my favorite Carter, but it had songs on it that was dope. My favorite Carter is the Carter 3. Now, a lot of people choose the Carter 2 because they feel that the Carter 2 was more lyrical than the Carter 3. They feel that the Carter 3 was a little bit more commercial. But the Carter 3, if you really go down the track listing, all those songs are undeniable. And a lot of those songs on Carter 3 had substance. Misunderstood, Tie My Hands, Playing With Fire, which got taken off the album. I can't find it anywhere because of clearing problems. Did I say Misunderstood? Probably Dr. Carter, 3-Peat, Mr. Carter with Hove. You know, I could easily, you know, pick the Amillies, the Lollipops, the Got Money, you know, but other tracks on there, You Ain't Got Nothing, La La La, Phone Home. Carter 3 really got songs on them when you go down the track listening for real. A lot of memorable tracks. Same thing for Carter 2. You know, I believe Hustler Music was on Carter 2. I don't want to be wrong, because if I'm wrong, I'm just wrong. Shit. On the Carter 2, who was on there? Yeah, Hustler Music was on there. Fireman, Best Rapper Alive, Money on My Mind. I'm a D-Boy, Receipt, Shooter. Oh yeah, definitely. So Carter 2 is definitely like one of his dopest albums as well. But I think I'm gonna go with Carter 3, just because I remember so many songs off that joint. I feel like Wayne went on like that run he had in 08, like 07, 08, 09. Can't be disputed. It can't. It really can't. But Wayne, I'm looking forward to the Carter 5, but I think you should just drop it, honestly. I don't think there's no need for a traditional rollout. There's no need for all the, you know, the teasers or the snippets or the track listings or the cover arts. Just drop it. Because all in all, we just want the music. We glad that you got your legal situations hooked up. We glad that you got everything situated with Birdman. I'm not really sure what your relationship is like at this point, but I'm glad y'all got everything situated. We just want the Carter 5, Wayne. Please, just give us the Carter 5, please. Please. Moving on. I want to move on to Russ. Now, I don't know how many people are familiar with Russ, but Russ is a rapper. One of his hits that came out, what I put him on the map, really, I guess, is What You Want. He dropped that first album, There's a Wolf, and now he dropped his second album, Zoo. He's been doing a lot of interviews. He's been on a real big press run lately, and just talking about the music itself. The project is dope. I genuinely do like the project. And I was always on the fence about Russ, not because of the whole Fuck Russ campaign that for some reason people are pushing. I'm not really sure why. But just more so, just never really gave his music a chance until that last project. And the last project, I listened to it all the way through, didn't skip a song, and I was like, yo, boy really good rap. Boy really carry his own in these beats. And on this project, you know, I didn't expect anything less. So if I can go through the track list, and he gets right to it with the flute song. On songs like Kill 'Em All, he talking his shit and letting these niggas know that all that bullshit y'all been popping about me lately, it's not gonna fly. I'm tired of letting motherfuckers slide. And the funny thing is, Russ is a white rapper, but being honest, my man looked Puerto Rican or something. Nonetheless, people, a lot of these artists think he's sweet. Russ is part of that newer generation of artists, and a lot of these, littles, a lot of these dreadhead cut, a lot of these, Crayola dreadheaded motherfuckers, they can't stand Russ. Mainly because of the message he be pushing. Russ ain't about condoning the drug use. He ain't about flexing on like flexing certain shit on the gram just for profit and knowing you poisoning the youth or whatever. He always calling niggas out for that, and for the most part, a lot of niggas don't like him for that. So he talking his shit on Kill 'Em All. He get personal on songs like Parkstone Drive, where he talk about his relationship with his father and how his success is somewhat, I guess, is somewhat a detriment to his relationship with his father. Sounds like a ego thing. He got songs like Keep My Wits that pretty much talks about no matter what he go through, no matter what bullshit these artists throwing at him, he gonna Millie rock his way out of it. He gonna keep his wits. He gonna make sure that nonetheless he on his P's and Q's and he never slipping. Which goes into the way this nigga been moving lately. I don't know if y'all niggas know, but this white motherfucker Russ, he be with Nigerians. So I don't really know too much about what Nigerians get into. Stereotypically, a bunch of fucking scammers, but he got Nigerian goons that's willing and ready to pull up on any fucking body, which leads me into his interview with The Breakfast Club. Russ tired of these motherfuckers. He said, I'm at that point now where I'm about to just start putting niggas on blast. I'm gonna start embarrassing niggas. Cause I press anybody that says something about me. And it's not even like, in the way he was putting it, it's not even like he looking for problems, but if you say certain things about him, he gonna fact check you. He gonna want to know what's that about. And I don't blame him, especially if you claim you this, and then when he see you in person, you act like that. He is artists in particular that he really don't fuck with. Young Band, Smoke Perp, all the littles pretty much, all the pill popping, Lil Xans. Like he don't fuck with none of those guys. And particularly Smoke Perp and Young Bands, like those two artists in particular, he got smoke for. Cause my man was threatening to put out a video, which he did, and Young Bands was quick. He said, y'all know damn well Russ ain't beat my ass. And when he dropped that video, nonetheless, we saw Smoke Perp getting jumped. And I ain't trying to indict nobody, but Russ, you gotta be careful, man, when you talking fly on these stations, on these platforms, when you kind of incriminating yourself. And I don't blame you for pressing certain motherfuckers for thinking, for portraying a certain image on the gram or for portraying a certain image on social media, and then when they get pressed, it's a whole nother situation. I don't blame you for that. I don't blame, like, people need to be held accountable for their words. Like this whole fuck Russ campaign that's being pushed on Twitter, I genuinely don't understand it. I can understand, no one likes a party pooper. I get it. But at the end of the day, is his message really that far-fetched? He's right. A lot of y'all motherfuckers is pushing certain shit as if y'all getting endorsements. Let's be real. The last time I checked, Percocets don't give out endorsement deals. The pharmaceutical companies don't give out endorsement deals. So I understand where he coming from. Like some of that shit, y'all niggas got to be held more accountable for y'all words and what y'all do. Y'all flashing y'all guns on the gram like y'all this, and then when he press y'all is that. And Russ ain't the most intimidating looking motherfucker, but I don't know who he be with. But when I seen that video, all I saw was mad shadows, and I saw mad hands flying, and I saw purple dress just looking like they didn't know what the hell to do. So I advise some of y'all brothers to move a little different out here. Russ ain't for the BS no more, man. That's essentially why he entitled the album Zoo. Because this whole rap game is like wrestling. It's like a zoo out here. It's like ain't nobody safe. Ain't no rules. So the way he see it, if y'all ain't moving without rules, without principles, why should he? So I ain't mad at it, but two wrongs don't make a right, Russ. If you gonna move like that, move more in silence, man. I'm not a gangster mother. Like, I don't move a certain way. Like basically what I'm essentially saying is the energy you put out, the energy you put out, it always come back to you. Now, Russ, you've been putting out a lot of dope energy. People call you arrogant. All right, cool. You confident, in my opinion. I don't blame you for wanting the respect you deserve for doing everything yourself. Music, engineering, producing, making your beats. I don't blame you for wanting the recognition for that. And I don't blame you for, standing on your own 10. I respect that about you. That's the one thing I do respect about you, Russ. You stick to your guns and you know what you stand for throughout this whole zoo of music industry. I respect that about you. But just be a little more mindful, man. Just be a little bit more mindful about how you moving, because you don't want to indict yourself. It's too many cameras. It's too many photos being taken of people in the wrong situations at the wrong time. So just essentially Wayne said it best. Real G's moving silence like lasagna. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you ain't got to prove nothing to nobody, fam. The music is dope. That's all that really matters for to me. Just keep putting out dope content. Y'all need to go check out Russ' new project, Zoo. Super dope. Moving on, though. The YBN mixtape with YBN Nahmir, Almighty Jay and Cordae. That's actually one of my favorite projects out of all the ones I mentioned, besides the Black Album. That's in a lane of its own. But I'm really intrigued by these YBN niggas, because I'll be honest, I was kind of slow to get hip to these guys. Not because the music wasn't good, but I don't know. It's just I'm real slow to get hip to a lot of these younger guys, because like I'm a little older and I'm always about lyrics. And I think I only heard like one song from like YBN Nahmir, and it wasn't like my favorite song, whatever, but it had a bop to it. It had a vibe to it, and I understood why everybody fucked with it. So eventually, I started getting hip to like, Nahmir and Almighty Jay, and then Cordae came out. And I was like, oh man, this boy really could spit. I seen all his freestyles on LA Leakers, and I'm not sure if he got a Sway freestyle. I'm not entirely sure, but in particular, his LA Leakers freestyle, hard. But just talking about the project, YBN The Mixtape, that's definitely a dope project. It's kind of like their introduction into the game, their official introduction into the game. They haven't dropped the official project yet, but this mixtape is as official as it comes so far. Some of my favorite songs are, the intro, Nah For Real with Nahmir and Almighty Jay, Target with just Cordae, Man Down with Nahmir featuring Chris Brown, Alaska with just Cordae, Kung Fu with Cordae, No Relations with Nahmir, Chopsticks, Pain Away. The project is really dope. It's a lot of dope songs. And being honest, these guys can actually hold their own on the beat. If I had to rank them as far as skill set and versatility, I'm putting Cordae at the top, Nahmir second, and Almighty Jay last. Not taking away from his artistry or what he brings to the table, but I just think that Cordae is the most versatile out of all of them. He can float on any beat. He can rap to any beat. He has no fear at all. And the boy just lyrical as shit when he want to be. I think that's what's dope about him too. He can make the super lyrical songs if he want, and he can make those strip club, those super duper gangster like records. You know what I mean? The songs where he flossing and stunting and flexing, he can make those songs easy. Songs like Alaska in particular and Kung Fu, he talking his shit on those songs, but if you really listen to the bars, he rapping for real and he floating on the beat like crazy. That shit is wild. Like Cordae is really the one that really stood out to me the most on the project. His ability to just alter his flow at will. His ability to I guess it's just float on any beat, no matter what it is. And you can hear his influences. He kind of give me an Eazy-E vibe sometimes. Sometimes he give me a pun vibe. He young, so he's still trying to find his pocket, but he's very versatile. Nahmir is dope too. Nahmir is definitely he's the more gangster rapper version of all of them. And Almighty Jay is like more so like the hook, like the lit guy, you know what I mean? So they all got their role to play, and I think that's what's dope about their group. Everybody got a specific role. Nobody really step on each other's toes for the most part. Everybody brings something different to the table. And I think Cordae could sing a little bit too. On that song, Pain Away, he was singing a little bit. So the boy could carry a note. YBN The Mixtape is definitely dope. If you haven't checked that out already, y'all should definitely check it out. And I don't think these guys are signed either. That's the thing. Like I'm gonna fact check it. Because if they sign, like I'm not even know. I don't even know. I really don't know. I think they still independent. But if they stay on the track they on, they gonna be cool. As a matter of fact, I heard these niggas met through. I heard they met through online gaming like PlayStation or Xbox, whatever. I heard they met each other playing the game online, and then they just ended up starting a rap group together. Like one from Texas, I believe. I don't like these niggas is unique as hell. They dope though. They're super dope, and I'm real excited for new stuff they about to put out. I really am. So, what else do I got to talk about? Because I'm still going. Yes, okay, so I mentioned Uzi. Uzi finally dropped the song now, like on Uzi Graham. He had dropped a video with him dancing, like I think in the bathroom or something like that, to this song. And it started out like Paddock on my wrist, and you know, shit like that. And I heard it. It was a snippet. I'm like, yo, Uzi keep dropping these fucking snippets. Like, I need full songs, bro. And he finally dropped it a few days ago. The song is hard. It's longer than I thought it would be, but he floating on it. Uzi can really rap his ass off. If you really listen to him, like, Uzi really can rap his ass off, like, when he wants to. You know, he just got a sound that he like, and he know what sell. But Uzi could really rap his ass off. You listen to his version of Who Run It. You listen to this song, New Protect. He just dropped a new snippet on Instagram, I think last night or today. I need these songs. Like, I don't know if we got a new Uzi project coming. I believe we do. I'm praying that we do. But Atlantic, I need to stop holding this kid up. Drop the project. Drama. Let this little nigga drop whatever he got. Cause Uzi is on fire. I'm always fuck with Lil Uzi, man. Ever since the first Love Is Rage. New Protect is really hot, man. That shit made me want to shoulder roll for real. Just being honest. Also, Core dropped Smoked Out. Philly is on the fucking map. Core. The project is dope. I'm glad. See, it's a couple things I want to say about Core. I think he's very smart with releasing like 8, 9, 10 track projects, because you can rap all day. That's the dope thing about Core. Core can rap all fucking day. The boy is limitless when it comes to his bars. But you don't want it to sound repetitious, if that makes sense. Give people short, concise projects that they can run through and constantly loop back into. You don't want to give them, especially at this point in your career, you don't want to give them like 15, 18, 20 track mixtapes. Save some of the music. I know you got some shit cooking. I know you do. The project is dope. Smoked Out. He got Lil Durk on there on the song Credit, and that song is hot. That's one of the hottest songs on the project, in my opinion. I love when Core managed to link up with dope people, dope thorough people at that, because Durk one of the thoroughest niggas in the game. The project Smoked Out is cool. It's cool. Now, what I want to say is, Core's been very consistent in delivering us heat. We all know what Core is capable of lyrically, metaphorically. We all know what Core is capable of. Now, I think he's starting to realize it too. It's getting close to that point now in his career. He's young still. He's still growing. Don't get it twisted. But I think it's getting close to that point now where you want to start shifting your gears into making like songs. You know what I mean? Because like, now let me explain to you what I mean. Again, like I said, Core can rap all day on any beat, no question. I love the fact that he link up with Molly Raw all the time. I love that shit. But now it's about the time for Core to start, making his skill set or adapting his skill set to fit what sells. And it kind of sounds like I'm asking him to sell out, but no. Stay true to yourself. But now it's time for you to start putting yourself in position to take it to the next level as far as not only your skill set, but the type of music you putting out. Take more risk sonically. Take more risk as far as your artistry creatively. You know what I mean? We all know Core can rap. I respect the shit out of that nigga, man. I went to high school with him. Graduated a year before me. Dope dude. Always was thorough whenever, we dapped each other up, you know what I mean? Didn't conversate all the time, but it was always respect. It was always like, hey, what's up? Like, good, all right, keep it pushing. Like it was always respect on that end. So I know he on the right track, and I know you listen to the music, his story is crazy. The man is limitless in his aggression, he's limitless in his drive, limitless in his lyrics, limitless in his ability to just take it to the next level. And that's all it is. We just waiting for Core to take it to the next level. He already Philly famous. That's not gonna go nowhere. You know what I mean? You just need to take it to the next level. I want to start seeing. I don't know how Core moving in his everyday life. I want to see more shows. I want to see him traveling more. I want to see him experimenting with more with sounds and different, features and whatnot. You know what I mean? I would love to get a Core and a Tierra Whack project, or a Core and Tierra Whack, little EP or feature or whatever. I think those two would make a dope project. You know what I mean? Philly is really coming up with its own way. Philly is so multifaceted when it comes to a lot of our artists. We got artists like P&B, then you got artists like Meek, then you got artists like Uzi. You know what I mean? Then you got artists like Rico Havoc. Then you got artists like Brad Greta. Then you got Zai Sosa. Core, Tierra Whack. Everybody in Philly got their own sound. Nobody's stepping on each other's toes. You got, Dark Low. Everybody sounds different to me. At this point in time, nobody's stepping on nobody's toes in Philly, and I think that's one of the dopest things. Meek in his own lane, P&B in his own lane, Uzi in his own lane, Tierra Whack in her own lane, Core in his lane. But they still solidifying themselves. I'm super excited to see where Philly goes musically, cause Meek, P&B, and Uzi holding it down for us so far. I want to see that. I want to see that resurgence of Philly artists just flooding, just taking over, because for real, ain't nobody fucking with us, and they know it. You know what I mean? We just gotta get out of our own way, and we gotta get and be more on top of our business. and be more on top of, you know, just our creativity and holding each other accountable. You know what I mean? Work with each other and not against each other. Philly is really a mecca for music. You just gotta find those jewels, man. But Core, Smoked Out, make sure y'all check out that project. Super dope. Super dope. You know, hip hop is really one of my all-time loves. I love music in general. I love music in general. Music is in my everyday life. But hip hop in particular, I just love the culture. I love everything hip hop stands for. Hip hop in itself is culture. It is what's hot. Our people, especially, we define what's popping. We are the cool. Like Wallow said, we control the cool. Straight up. These people want to be, these white people want to be us. You know what I mean? They love our sound so much. Hip hop has become the #1 genre of music in the world. What does that tell you? We are the culture. We define what's hot and what's not, bottom line, and we got to recognize our power. I love hip hop. I love everything hip hop is. You know, I love waking up to new music dropping. I love listening to new artists. I always tell people, I give every artist a puncher's chance when it comes to me. I'm willing to try any new artist, except for fucking like artists that's just out here and they not even truly about the music or whatever. They just got on because of some nut shit they did or whatever. But hip hop defines everything. Everything is hip hop related. Everything draws from fashion, culture, sports. It all coincides with hip hop. You know, one of the biggest hip hop heads in sports is LeBron. You go on LeBron's Snapchat or his Instagram store or whatever, my man always rapping something or whatever, word for word. Always working out to the dopest music. You know what I mean? My man got a good ear for music. I'm surprised LeBron not thinking about starting his own, you know, management agency or, you know, music agency. But I don't know. But hip hop is in such a great space right now that there's so much room for everybody to eat. There's so much room for growth, for people to just do their thing and be great at it. You know, nowadays you don't even have to be signed to a major. You just have to have a strong core following and, you know, cater to your core, and you could tour all your life. Artists like Currency, I don't believe is signed to a major. But Currency been around for a long time, and Currency always drop mixtapes. I think he dropped about maybe 2 mixtapes a year. Currency dropped like over fucking 30 mixtapes in his career. I'm pretty sure. And Currency is one of those artists that move when he want to move. He constantly putting out music, constantly catering to his core, which is why Currency is still relevant to this day. Currency not one of the biggest artists, but Currency is relevant. Currency matters. You know, Currency still gets respect in this game. You know what I mean? You know, depending how you do it, you don't have to sign to a major to be successful. Now, there's nothing wrong with having that strong backing, you know, that distribution. There's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, if you understand your power, if you're willing to bet on yourself in the long run, I ain't got nothing but respect for you. And I'm all for betting on yourself. I'm all for investing in yourself and putting your own money where your mouth is. Artists like G Herbo, essentially independent. He got a small little distribution deal, but it's a partnership. They don't own his music. He own all his masters. All the money he make come back to him. He put his own money up where his mouth is, and that's why he receives so much money on the back end, so much recognition, so much benefit on the back end. You know, he do what he got to do. He give the distribution partner their little portion that they had to do, and you know he pocket the rest. And I think that's so smart, just to be in control of your own destiny. And hip hop was based on that, being in control of your own destiny. You know, putting your story on wax, and you know, just living your own truth. Again, nothing wrong with signing to a major. That financial backing is very significant, and it can change your family's lives. But if you're willing to bet on yourself, I ain't got nothing against that, and I love that. And I love that part about hip hop. I love that. one of the biggest things I'm trying to do as far as hip hop, because I love this shit so much, I'm trying to build my vinyl collection. And I recently got my first vinyl in the mail. I want to say a few weeks back. Now, being clear, it takes a while for vinyl to fucking come in the mail, unless it's like a classic album that's been out already. But if it's like a newer album, like this, I got my man Pusha T's Daytona on vinyl, cause this project is legendary. I don't care what nobody say. This shit is one of the hardest projects out. Like straight up. Like it's really no debate. I got another vinyl on the way, Travis Scott's Astro World. I can't wait for that to get here. All in all, I'm really just trying to build my vinyl collection. Because at the end of the day, we stream a lot of music. A lot of music isn't even bought now. It's streamed. And when the music is streamed, you don't really own the music. And what happens when all that shit just crumbles? I'm not saying the world will come to an end, but what happens if, all them streaming services just suddenly black out? Now we have no music. No music, no hitting, like nothing to hold on to. It's nothing like holding on to your music physically in your hand. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. I used to always buy CDs back in the day, but it's nothing like holding that shit physically in your hand. I gotta get me a record player. Don't get it twisted. Right now I'm just collecting them. This shit's still in the plastic. You know what I mean? But, I'm just trying to build my vinyl collection. I got another one on the way. I'm excited for it. Hip hop is a state of mind, man, and is either you love it or you don't, man. It's no in between for me. I love this shit. I love hip hop. I'm excited about the variety that hip hop has given us. I'm a believer that hip hop should start establishing subgenres under the umbrella of hip hop. Because you got hip hop. And then, you got rap, you got your conscious rap, you got your alternative rap, it's just so many facets of rap, so many facets of hip hop that I believe should be receiving recognition, because at the end of the day, it all stems from creativity, and history just repeats itself ultimately. People got inspiration from artists like Outkast and, Ghetto Boys, Bone Thugs and Harmony, like some of like the more eclectic music artists, Missy Elliott, artists like that, artists like, Kanye West and, artists like Mos Def, they've influenced the current state of, music, how it's presented to us, how people are dressing, just pushing the boundaries of the hip hop sound. And I'm all for that. So, we're going to close there. You guys was tuned into the Let's Be Honest podcast with me, Big Bro Tone. I am so happy that you guys are rocking out with me. Hip hop is one of my first loves, man. So, I want y'all to keep checking out the content. Check out some old episodes, man, because I'm pretty sure y'all can find some jewels in there that you can, apply to your everyday life. I want y'all to stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry. Creative people do different things. One love, y'all. Peace out.